Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, today we are going to do a live investigative reports to find out where Kendra Licari from unknown caller, the high school catfish, where she is today. What is Kendra Licari doing today? I have been doing a deep dive investigation all weekend long. I have my tools, I have my research. Listen, we are ready, okay? We are ready to do the deep investigation of the world. I'm so excited about this. I am going to bring to you the information that nobody else can find. Where is Kendra Licari now? So, before we get into this, let's get a little background history going. So, for those of you that do not know, I have 7 other channels. I have 7 other channels. I just started a new channel, a movie review channel called Peter's Movie Reviews. But I also have a TV reaction and review channel called Peter Watches TV. And over there, I watch like every new true crime documentary series that comes out, and then I react to it over there, right? Okay. So people constantly send me direct messages, they comment on my videos, and they're like, you've got to watch this, it just came out, it's so good. Okay, so on Netflix, this new documentary just came out. It is called, well, I think it came out like 2 weeks ago. And it's called Unknown Caller, the High School Catfish, or High School Catfish Scandal, or something like that. Okay, so it just came out like 2 weeks ago. It had been out like an hour, and I started getting just bombarded with direct messages. People were like, oh my God, you have to watch this documentary. I cannot wait to see what your reaction is going to be to this. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. This story is crazy, blah, 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 whatever, okay? Little did I know at the time that Lisa Rinna last year starred in the made-for-TV movie that was based on this, that I will also be watching and covering on my movie channel. Okay, so anyway, little unknown fact. Lisa Rinna starred in the made-for-TV movie. I think I have it screenshot, actually. She starred in the made-for-TV movie that is based on this story. Not completely the story, but it's based on this story. Pictures of my dogs. Okay. Okay. It is called Mommy Meanest. And it was based on this story. I will be watching it and reviewing it on my movie channel. If you haven't subscribed to my movie channel yet, I don't know what's wrong with you. We're having a lot of fun over there. We're having so much fun, and I appreciate everybody that has already subscribed to it. So thank you. But anyway, so I was like, well, I gotta watch this documentary. If everybody's, talking about watching it. And I've watched a lot of really good true crime documentary series lately and covered them over on my TV channel. I watched Stalking Samantha, which is, well, before that, I'd watched Mr. and Mrs. Murder on Hulu, which is fantastic. I'd watched Stalking Samantha while we were in Las Vegas. I watched that, which is such an important documentary and such an interesting documentary, and it's on Hulu, Stalking Samantha. And then I just watched the Yogurt Shop Murders on HBO Max. I don't know if it's HBO or if it's Max, or I don't know what it is. It changes constantly. And then I'd watch The Serial Killer's Apprentice. That was pretty boring, actually. That was pretty boring. I did not love that one at all, but I watched it anyway because I am watching all the new true crime documentaries, and then I'm covering them over there on that channel. So I was like, listen, Linda, I have got to watch this documentary that everybody's telling me to watch. I literally woke up the next day, and I woke up to like, I don't even know how many. I mean, people send me tea and receipts and stuff all the time, but like I woke up to so many requests to watch that documentary and cover it. So a lot of people were up at, that documentary went live in the middle of the night, and people were, because in Indiana, I live in Indiana, new stuff on Netflix doesn't come out till 3 o'clock in the morning. So people waited up until 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that documentary, and then they let me know the next day that I needed to watch it. So I watched it. I think it was like 2 days later I watched it, or the next day or something like that. And I was blown away, okay? Now, this is the part of the video where if you have not seen the Netflix documentary, Unknown Caller, the tale of the high school catfish or something like that, and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, and you haven't seen the 10 million memes that have been going on online about all this kind of stuff, you would want to exit this video now, go watch it, and then come back, okay? Because you won't know who Kendra Licari is. You won't care until you watch this documentary, and then trust me, you will care. But there's been so many memes, I call them memes. Anyway, there's been so many memes going around the internet that I don't know how people don't know what's happening. My husband, I was like, he hates true crime documentaries. I was like, you need to watch this. He's like, all my friends are talking about it, blah, blah, blah. He already knew who the catfish was and stuff like that. So, okay, because going forward, I'm going to spoil the documentary for you, okay? Y'all left? All right. So anyway, grab your shoes on the way out. I got a little care package for you. It's like trick or treat on Halloween. Anyway, okay, so this documentary is about this girl, and her name is Lauren Licari, okay? And when she was 13, she started dating this guy, and his name was Owen. And they were like the golden couple in this small town of Beale, Michigan, okay? And like their entire school, kindergarten all through like senior year, I think there were like 600 students in the class, or in this school total. Like each class had like 30 students in it, stuff like that. Now, I didn't know that, I thought that only existed in like conservative Christian schools. I didn't realize that public schools, like they only, but anyway, that's how small this town was, okay? I did not realize that. I graduated in 1990 with like 670 people. So I didn't realize that a whole school was that many people. You know, people come up on my Facebook all the time and they're like, oh, we went to high school together. I was like, I don't even know who you are. Like, I have never heard of you before in my entire life, okay? I do not know you. They're like, our lockers were right next to each other for years. I'm like, really? I don't know who you are. But anyway, so, but if you have a class of 30, that, you know, can't happen. So anyway, so Lauren and Owen, they start dating. Well, then there's like this Halloween party that this girl, now a lot of people are saying she's a bully and a lot of people are saying she's not a bully. I've kind of changed my opinion over time about that. But anyway, so she has this, her and her parents have this Halloween party every year, okay? Well, Lauren didn't want to go to the Halloween party because she didn't really have a lot of friends or something like that. And then, but Owen wanted to go to this Halloween party, okay? And so Owen, and I think this was like before they started like their freshman year in high school or something like that. And so Owen, like, they go to the Halloween party or whatever, and before they go to this Halloween party, Lauren starts getting all these real vicious text messages from some unknown number, okay? That's why it's called unknown number, get it? And so she starts getting all these real vicious text messages from these people, and they're like, Owen don't love you no more, he don't care about you, he cares about me, he wants to fuck me, and he wants to do all this dirty stuff, okay? It was dirty-minded. It was gargoyles, witch marks, it was dirty-minded, okay? It was dirty-minded stuff, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? I can't even say it on here. It was so dirty-minded, but it was like, if I had to quote it, it was like doing creams and things like that, okay? And I'm not talking about the Pond's lotions. I'm talking about doing the creams and all kinds of things, okay? To find out that her own mother is texting her these things, my Lord. I don't know that crossed my heart. I'm not Catholic, but anyway. But it was like, to find out that it was her own mother. Well, her mother said she didn't start it. I don't know. People are saying they think it was the bully that had the Halloween party. She's like, girl, I ain't bothered with you. Then the cousin comes out and she says, yeah, that girl, I can't remember her name is, Chloe, that she said she really is a bully. She threw carrots at me. I don't really understand the carrot story, but people are saying, because then her mom's in it, and like I said, my opinion's changed a lot about it, okay? But anyway, so the cousin comes out, because they blame the cousin for these text messages, and she's like, it wasn't me, like, these girls are mean to me, they threw carrots at me and stuff like that, because she was on the softball team or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, so then, like, if you get online, people are like, oh, I really do believe that she threw carrots at her, or stuff like that. So I guess she did. I don't know, threw carrots at her. Now this Chloe girl, she's trying to get a TikTok career off this Lauren girl's devastation. No, truly she is. She's on TikTok, like, every single night. Like, people keep on sending me her TikToks and stuff like that where she wants to share her side of the story. I'm like, baby, the story ain't about you, okay? I'm sorry that people thought it was you for a year, but this is not about you, okay? This is about this girl whose mother was sending her the most horrific text messages in the entire world. So anyway, so I did all this in my review, but I got to get to the bottom of the story. Okay, so then the police get involved, the two moms of Owen. Okay, so I fast forward through the Halloween party. So then she's going to go to this Halloween party, and she gets these text messages, right? And the text messages are like, Owen don't love you no more. He wants to do dirty things to me and things like that. I can't even say it. It's so embarrassing. But anyway, and so then they like start having, but they just get closer. Then they become the golden couple and they start high school. And there's no text messages for like 10 months. Okay, I don't know what her mom was doing then. They said, if you look her up, it says that her mom worked at this college in IT, but then on the documentary, they said that the one friend said, I don't think she ever even worked there. So I don't know what she did during that 10 months, okay? I don't know, maybe she didn't have no phone or something like that for 10 months. But anyway, so then 10 months later, the text messages start up again. Okay, so like the original text messages, there was only like a few. And then 10 months later, they start up again, okay? And it's the same kind of thing. Like, Owen don't care about you anymore. Well, it wasn't just a few at the beginning. It was a lot, actually. But then it stopped. And so then it's like, Owen don't want you no more. But then it's like starts getting real vicious towards Lauren, talking about like how she physically, how she looks, that she should like take her own life and things. I mean, it's horrific, you guys. Thousands of pages of text over 22 months, okay? It was horrific. And they couldn't figure out who did it at all. Like, they're working with this police officer. Now, mind you, when you watch the documentary, the police officer, he's very nice. He's very nice. I'm sure he goes down to the local diner and gets his piece of apple pie and his donut every day. He's real nice, okay? Maybe not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Like, I don't know that I would want to put him on a true crime investigation, okay? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of detective, but real nice, okay? Real nice. But anyway, so the moms are like working with him, and they're working with the school superintendent, and they're basically like, we don't know what you're talking about because we don't have bullying in this school. And then the girl's like, carrots, and she's like, they threw carrots at me, and he's like, carrots, I don't know about carrots. But anyway, so the school doesn't really take it seriously, although later they're like, oh, we took it real seriously. The school didn't take it seriously, the police didn't take it seriously. So they push and they push and they push, and the FBI gets involved, okay? Well, this guy that's like this FBI IT investigator or whatever, like literally like in 5 minutes at home while he's watching Family Guy, he like figures it all out. No, like truly, that's how quick he does it. He like gets like a search warrant for this. So she's doing it all through this like app where you like can put in your like, you just like, it keeps on generating like fake numbers. It's going out of focus. Anyway, fake numbers and stuff like that. Oh, it was because I was doing that. See, but anyway, and so then she like generates these fake numbers. Well, he gets a search warrant for that company. And then it comes back to this Verizon phone number that they don't know whose phone number it is, which is real weird to me. But anyway, but then they figure out that it's KENDRA LICARI. It's actually Lauren's mother, the girl that was being catfished and told to like jump off bridges, and that her boyfriend wanted to like do dirties to, anyway, it was her mother that sent her literally tens of thousands of text messages, okay? I could not believe it. I felt so bad for this girl. Honestly, when I got done with it, my first question was, because now her father has sole custody of her. I guess she's 18 now, which is probably why she made the decision to be in this documentary herself. I don't know. But I don't know why therapists, parents, or anybody wouldn't have said to this girl, I don't think this documentary is a good idea for you, okay? I don't think this documentary is a good idea for anybody. Now, I don't think the documentary is a good idea for anybody but us, okay? I'm telling you right now, baby, this documentary, don't play. It is so fucking good. I cannot stop talking about it. I have not seen a documentary this good since I watched Don't F With Cats. Did you guys see that documentary? Were those citizen detectives? If you have not seen Don't F With Cats, you need to watch it like today, okay? I have not seen a true crime documentary, and I've watched them all, okay? I have not seen a true crime documentary that is this good since Don't F With Cats. I mean, where they are literally like, they narrow in on a cigarette pack in this hotel room in Canada, okay? And they figure out what shop he bought it from, and then they figure out who he is because they got like, you know, like cameras outside. I mean, it is unbelievable if you've never seen that documentary. But anyway, this documentary was sad to me because the police come and they arrest Kendra, or they take all of her like her phones and things like that, and her computers and all this kind of stuff. And then her dad comes home, and Lauren's just sitting there shell-shocked the whole time. I didn't really understand it. Like, it seemed to me like, I was like, this girl's in shock, or I didn't know. Like, it just seemed weird to me. But then, what's so weird is that the police are kind of being nice to Kendra. I think it's because, like, I don't understand why they didn't call the dad and have the dad come and take Lauren out of there and then have the conversation with the mom, okay? It's kind of fucked up how they did it. Like, they shouldn't have had the daughter sitting there. And the whole time, the mom's, like, rubbing on her and stuff like that. I'd have been looking at my mom and be like, you are fucked up, lady. Like, get the fuck out, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but when I was 17 years old, I was a little bit more savvy than this Lauren girl. I feel bad for her, okay? I feel real bad for her. I mean, you're talking 30 years, probably she needs lots of therapy. I feel bad for this girl. I really, really do, okay? The trauma that she, like, has gone through with all of this, I don't think she's really realized it yet. Because she still wants a relationship with her mother, okay? Now, I understand that. I've had a lot of friends of mine they went through severe abuse at the hands of the people that raised them, parents, grandparents, stuff like that, and they still want to relate. I get that, okay? I get that that's a trauma response. I understand that, okay? And I will say one thing that I said in my reaction, because I think it's important to this, okay? Is that after this, Kendra comes out, the mother, and she starts wanting to explain it away and saying that she had a lot of, like, mental health issues, obviously, and she had a lot, and I have a lot of mental health issues, but that's no excuse, okay? And that she got a lot of, like, traumatic stuff that happened to her childhood, and she had been assaulted, and I feel bad for her for that, okay? I don't wish that on anybody. I feel bad that she went through that. And that, and this is what I said, is an explanation, okay? It explains part of why she acted the way that she did, but it is not an excuse at all, okay? There are millions of people living on this planet with severe post-traumatic stress disorder, severe mental health issues, okay, that have gone through severe trauma and assault in their life that do not do this to their children, okay? And I think that we need to normalize that these things are sometimes explanations, but they are not excuses. It doesn't wipe the slate clean, all right? It doesn't, none of the things that she's talking about are things that are going, oh, like for me that were light bulb moments, going, oh, I totally understand it. For example, she says that she was assaulted when she was growing up, and so she was afraid that that would happen to her daughter. And so this was her way of protecting her daughter. Okay, so let me make this clear. So the way for you to protect your daughter is to become the perpetrator, okay? Is to become the predator and the perpetrator. That's how you protect your daughter. You are the worst person in your daughter's life, but you didn't want your daughter to go through that. People have speculated that Kendra Licari, the mother, maybe has like some form of Munchausen syndrome, where she like wanted to like mentally hurt her daughter, because then when her daughter would come home, she could like heal her and she could like take care of her and stuff like that. People are speculating about that. Okay. So then she gets arrested for this. Well, what's interesting is like when they're there talking to her and they're taking all of her devices and stuff like that, they're like, do you only have one phone? And she's like, oh yeah, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what I was doing and blah, blah, blah. And she's rubbing her daughter. And in the middle of this whole thing where she acts like she's being real authentic, they're like, do you only have one phone? And she's like, yeah, I only have one phone. She sees them coming, okay? They pull up. She's outside. She runs around the side of the house. And then they're like, Kendra, we need to talk to you. And she's like, what? Who, me? Oh, I was just like looking at my tomatoes. She comes around the side of this house, okay? It's like, and I'm watching a fucking true crime, and I had a true crime book club for years. I'm like, what's the bitch doing on the side of the house? Okay, she's hiding shit over there. I listen, okay? Fingerprint that side of that house and them tomato plants, because she got shit hidden in there, okay? So anyway, they're like, these police were dumber than a box of rocks. They're like, do you have any other devices? She's like, no, I don't. 10,000 text messages from multiple numbers, okay? Did you ever arrest a drug dealer? Drug dealer's got 6 phones. You don't think she got more than one and she's been text messaging her daughter all these text messages from the same phone? No, ma'am. No, not at all. You know who Kendra Licari is? Let me tell you who Kendra Licari is. You remember, if you're my age, okay, we'd have the calculators in our class, and that one person, they would put up their calculator. Hold on a second, let me turn off my phone. And then they would like go, they would hold it upside down and they go, look, and it would say hello. And they would type hello like with 433. I can't even do it in my head. Do you know what I mean though? They could type and you'd be like, what the fuck? How'd you type hello on your calculator? That is so cool. This is why I failed math, okay? Because I'd sit there for hours and try to go, how do you do hello on your calculator? I didn't pay no attention, okay? I didn't pay no attention. We didn't have phones we didn't have cell phones when I was in high school. No, true story, we didn't. We had these. This is what Kendra Licari's doing now. She got that landline upside down typing hello. Hello. I want a cream on your face. Listen, baby, I know she knows how to work a fucking landline like nobody's business, baby. She got that shit on lockdown. So anyway, that's who Kendra Licari is, okay? She is so... I mean, some of the stuff they were talking about these apps that you can fake numbers in. At one point, this Chloe gal is in Florida on spring break with her parents, and the numbers start bouncing from Florida. Now, that's some next level shit. You gotta fucking know what you're doing, okay? Like, that might be an extra $1.99 a phone call to have it bounce from Florida. I mean, that mom knew what she was doing, okay? She was blaming it on that Chloe gal is what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. So anyway... the police, you know, Barney, whatever his name is, from Mayberry, he was so dumb. He's like, oh, do you have any other devices? And she's like, oh, no. And she's doing all this kind of stuff to herself. And it's so weirdly. Anyway, and then her husband comes home, and he's like, the police are like, yeah, so we found out that she's the one that's been texting your daughter 10,000 text messages. And he's like, what? And she also hasn't had a job for 2 years. You haven't had a job for 2 years? I was so confused about this. He was so mad about the fact that this gal had not had a job for 2 years and less concerned with the fact that she had been telling her daughter to end her life. Like, I was fucked up about it. I did not understand that, okay? And I understand people are like, well, the man's in shock. I get it, okay? I get it, but like... Your shock trauma response is the fact that your wife... Now, she later goes on to explain that another one of her reasons for why she did it was because they didn't have no money and they were having a lot of financial problems and she was bored, okay? And she was real stressed out. That was one of the... Baby, listen, mama, okay? Go up to the fucking Speedway and get you a job, okay? I am sure they are hiring right now. Go to the fucking Speedway. Go to the Dollar Tree, okay? You need a fucking job. And no, don't be starting no daycare in the backyard, okay? You are not the lady to be starting no home daycare center, okay? But that was her excuse number 2, okay? So then the husband comes home and he's like, and I did love this. He called her parents to come get his wife's parents, because he's like, if you leave us here alone, I don't know why they didn't arrest her on the spot, but he's like, if you leave us here alone, one of us is going to do something to each other, and then Lauren's going to be on her own. I mean, and I was like, he's smart. He's like, get her out of here. Get her, because he's like, I'm going to do something, and it ain't going to be right, okay? So, but then they're like talking to him outside, and he's like, no, she has several phones. And so they come inside, and she's like all like this and rubbing on her daughter and all kinds of stuff, you know. And I thought the whole thing was weird to me. But anyway, I think we're going to find out more about this down the road. I'm just going to tell you right now, okay? Somebody going to put out a book. Lauren's going to put out a book, and then she's going to tell what really happened. Because I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot to be told in an hour and 24 minutes, okay? This was a documentary I wish would have been 6 episodes in all truth, okay? So anyway, so then the husband's like, no, she got multiple phones. So they come inside and they're like, Kendra, they were so sweet to her. They're like, Kendra, she's like, yeah. And they're like, well, your husband told us that you have more than one phone. She's like, what? I do. And they're like, yeah, like, where is it? She's like, what? And he's like, the other phone. You have another phone. Do you use any other devices? And she's like, oh, my computer sometimes. Do you have another phone? Your husband told her she had another phone. She's like, what? She's like, oh, yeah, it's behind the tomato plant out there where I hid it when I saw y'all pull up. She don't say that, but that's what the truth is, okay? She's hiding shit. She probably had 18 phones in that fucking house. So anyway, I'm so over this lady. So anyway, and listen, I am somebody that tries to be empathetic and sympathetic and full of grace, okay? I do. I try to. And try to get inside. But listen, this woman, she got charged with like 8 charges, okay? But only 2 of them really stuck. And it was like for harassment of her daughter and harassment of this Owen kid, which later you find out that she was doing a bunch of weird shit, okay? Like her daughter wasn't even playing sports with Owen anymore. And she was showing up like in face paints and bringing him gifts. And they're saying she wanted to fuck him. But it was so weird. And like sending him like real sexual messages. Then he got him a girlfriend like 3 hours away in Pecouche, Michigan or something like that. It was another small town. I don't know how them kids meet. How these kids meet when they live in all these small towns in the I don't think it was the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I just like to say the Upper Peninsula. My mom's best friend lived on Beaver Island. That wasn't even really the Upper Peninsula, but I just like to say the Upper Peninsula. But anyway, but he had a girlfriend, like, so him and Lauren break up, okay? Because he's like, listen, if we break up, maybe it'll just kind of like, I think he was over Lauren anyway. But he was like, maybe not. I shouldn't say that, but I did. He just, I don't know. Like, they all kind of, you can kind of tell that they blame Lauren a little bit for it. You can't really figure out why, except for that. And then she's like, well, I still want a relationship with my mom. I think to everybody else, it's fucked up that she wants a relationship with her mom, you know? Like, I mean, I get it, because I've had people that have had traumatic, I mean, I'm 53, so I've known a lot of people in my life that have gone through traumatic experiences, and they still, I mean, it's kind of like Stockholm Syndrome a little bit, that they still kind of want relationships, and it's like, people are like, it's her mom, it's her mom, it's her mom. Okay. We also need to normalize setting boundaries and limits for family members, okay? Just because we were born into a family does not mean that we need to be subservient to them for the rest of our fucking lives, okay? I understand this gal wants a mother figure in her life, but she also needs to step back for a moment. It's only been a year and a half since her mom got out of prison, and look at the situation and be like, that's some fucked up shit. Like she says, they ask her at one point, Lauren, I think she's still in shock. Every interview, she seems like she's in shock. They asked Lauren at one point, they're like, do you think about the text your mom sent you about hurting yourself? And she's like, yeah, every day I think about it and I can't really make sense of it, but I kind of still, like, I want my mom, like, we had a real good relationship before all this started. No, honey, you didn't. Your mom's been fucking whack since the beginning, okay? She's been whack from the beginning. The mom talks about how when she held her as a little baby and she had her and all this kind of stuff, I was like, baby, you were whack then. You shouldn't have been having no kids, okay? You were whack then. You hadn't worked on your shit then, and you were already plotting and planning what you were going to do. They got all these theories about why she did what she did. She needs to just tell us. She needs to just... And now they're going to start paying her for these interviews, 2020 and 60 Minutes. I don't even know if them shows are even around but anymore. KENDRA LICARI will probably start her own TikTok and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, so Owen, real sweet kid, felt bad for him and his parents. I mean, that mom, his mom was so nice about the whole thing. I mean, she was nice about the whole thing. I can tell you, if I was his parent, I would not have been so nice. But anyway, so then he starts dating this gal in Pecouche, Michigan or something like that. But then her and her mom start getting the horrible text messages too. So then they break up, okay? So he can't really have a girlfriend, is what it is. And everybody around gets tortured, okay? And this mom is at home, and all day long, she's just on her fucking phone. Just on her fucking phone. I mean, they said Owen got something like 60 to 80 text messages, paragraphs a day, okay? So you got this 45-year-old woman, okay, text messaging this 15-year-old boy 60 to 80 text messages a fucking day, and they get her on stalking, and that's it? And she does a 1.5 years in prison? What? Can somebody explain this to me? Oh, and her daughter still wants a relationship with her. And what'd she get out of it? 1.5 years in prison, and her husband divorced her. Okay? So I'm like, seeing all this shit come up online this weekend. I'm like, where is she today? Where is Kendra Licari? Okay? I want to know. Is she working? I mean, is she like a forklift worker at the nursery up the street, you know, shoveling mulch? Or is she waiting tables at the Denny's? Because I want to know before I go there to get my Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. I ain't tipping her, okay? If Kendra Licari shows up at my table at Denny's, baby, you better back away, okay? Because I got some things to say to you, okay? They didn't even like say anything about, well, they took her away, like she can't use devices anymore. Listen, it don't matter, okay? It don't matter. She gonna figure out what to do with the fucking landline, okay? She's like on that thing like that, like, what's his face? Shadow face or whatever on screen. She's like, Lauren. Lauren's like, who is this? She's like, Lauren, he doesn't want to be with you. She's like, we broke up 3 years ago. He don't want to be with you anymore, Lauren. I mean, that mom is crazy. She doing some crazy shit. So, she ain't allowed to have a relationship with her mom anymore, apparently, okay, legally. But she's 18 now. So I don't really know how that works. And her dad got custody of her. But she's 18 now. And so I'm looking at this weekend. I'm like, well, where is she? So I'm typing in, where is Kendra Licari now? Where is she at now? I want to know where this lady is, okay? Where is she at? I do not want to be surprised, okay? When my DoorDash lady comes to the door and it's fucking Kendra Licari. I don't want to be surprised. That would scare the shit out of me. I'd be like, back up with your text messages, lady. I can't, okay? So I start looking up all these articles. Now, People Magazine, Entertainment Weekly, all of them then put up articles about where Kendra Licari is. Let me read you these articles, okay? Hold on a second. The article is Unknown Number, the High School Catfish, What Happened to Kendra Licari and Lauren Licari, okay? Then I look up this one. Does Kendra Licari still have a relationship with Lauren Licari? There's all these articles. Where's Kendra Licari now? What is Kendra Licari doing now? And you know what they are? Just like this video. They are all, it goes into, so like this one, hold on, let me get into the entertainment news one. Unknown Number, Netflix Unknown Number, the High School Catfish, digs into what happened when Lauren Licari and boyfriend Owen McKinney started getting cyberbullied, and the culprit turned out to be her mom, Kendra, okay? As if being a teenager navigating high school, young love, friendship, drama, and social media wasn't hard enough, God, okay, so they get in this whole thing, they show all these pictures, and then it goes down here, what happened to Lauren Licari and Owen McKinney? Then it goes up and talks about their breakup. Then you go down here, I'm like, where is the bitch? I want to know where she is now, okay? I do not want to be surprised if she moved into my neighborhood and she's at the pool next year when it opens. I don't want to be surprised, you know? Because I'm a real friendly neighbor. I'll be like, oh my God, hi, it's so nice to meet you. Are you new to the neighborhood? We only have 80 condos in here. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, where did you live before? And she's like, Michigan. I'm like, oh really, where in Michigan? My mom's friend used to live in Beaver Island. She's like, oh, close. I'm like, where? She's like, Beale City. And I'm like, and at this point, it's been a year, and I'm like, Beale City, that doesn't sound familiar. And she's just floating on a raft, you know? I don't notice that she's got 3 cell phones in her hand. I'm like, why is this lady floating on a raft with 3 cell phones in her hand, you know? And I'm like, Beale City, that kind of sounds familiar to me, because I'm not clocking the documentary at this point. It's next summer. It's 2026, right? I've done seen 10 true crime documentaries since then, probably 30, you know? And she's just floating there. She's texting away on her raft, all this kind of stuff. She got them in baggies and all this kind of stuff. I know she's real angry, though. And I'm like, oh, well, it's nice to, how long have you been in here? And she's like, oh, I haven't been in here long and whatever. I'm like, well, do you work? And she's like, oh yeah, I work at the Denny's up the street. I'm like, oh, I love a good Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. And I'm like, well, what's your name? I'm just going to stop in a second. Hold on. I cannot believe this is going to stop at 30 minutes right in the middle of my damn store. Anyway, and I'm like, well, I like a good Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. And she's like, oh, well, you should come in sometime. And I'm like, oh, here's a new friend. She's kind of my age. There aren't a lot of people in my neighborhood my age. Like, the average age is like 85 in my neighborhood. Here, this lady, she seems real nice, you know? She likes to text. I said to her, like, you know, like, well, what do you like to do? Do you stay up late? Do you go to bed early? She's like, oh, I'm up all night. I didn't really click, you know? She's like, oh, yeah, I like to be on my phone. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I don't really like to be on my phone, but I like to be on my iPad. She's like, oh, my phone. I like to be on my phone a lot. I'm not clocking it, right? And then finally, I'm like, well, what's your name? And she's like, Kendra. And I'm like, oh, Kendra. Like, Kendra from the Playboy that lived in Indianapolis, was married to one of the Colts players. She's like, yeah, Kendra like that. I'm like, oh, I'm not clocking it. And I'm like, that name sounds kind of familiar. What's your last name? She's like, Licari. I'm like, here I am having this conversation with the catfish of the world in a pool, okay? Now, I'm scared of sharks in the pool, but I've never been scared of no catfish. So I'm reading these articles, okay? Now, I mean to tell you, I have probably read, and no lie, okay, 15 of these fucking articles this weekend, okay, about where Kendra Licari is. Who is Lauren Licari's mom, Kendra Licari? When the cyberbullying began, Lauren was living with her parents, Sean Licari and Kendra Licari, in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Kendra worked in IT at Ferris State University and coached girls basketball at Lawrence High School. Now, Kendra's cousin tells us that she was the life of the party and she always needed a lot of attention on cruises, but that she don't believe that she ever worked at Ferris State. I lived for the cousin in the bar. I loved her. Okay. But that doesn't tell us who she is. That tells us about how the authorities caught her on this kind of stuff. What did Kendra Licari say about the text she sent to Lauren and Owen? Talks about she just fed off from the original ones. And I was sending messages in the hopes that they might send back asking. She says she was trying to figure out who did it. So, like, if somebody responded, then she could kind of figure out, like, well, who is sending the messages? That was like 4 out of 5 reasons why she cyberbullied her own daughter. Okay? I mean, this is pretty sick when we talk about cyberbullying in school, cyberbullying online. There's laws against this. I mean, I did not realize. I just watched that Stalking Samantha. And if you want to talk about cyber stalking and the laws around cyber stalking and cyberbullying, they are not what you think they are. The laws are a lot harsher. Okay, and you might not even realize you are being cyberbullied and cyber stalked until it's like cyber stalking and cyber harassing is defined by an obsessive nature of somebody watching every move you make, okay? So if somebody's online and like everything they're talking about is you're being cyber stalked, okay? Like, and there's laws around that. So I didn't know that till I watched that movie. But they go in here, I'm like, you're doing this to your own daughter. Oh, but she comes up with like 16 different excuses for why she did this. Okay, we're not going to get into all that. When was Kendra Licari arrested? Kendra was arrested December 12, 2022, charged with 2 counts of stalking a minor and 2 counts of communicating with another to commit a crime. That was with the Owen situation. And then they go on to talk about Beale City Police School Superintendent. Kendra ultimately cut a deal and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of stalking a minor in exchange for other charges being dropped, which would have been the charges about her trying to, like, do stuff with Owen, okay? She was sentenced in April 2023 to a minimum of 19 months in jail minus 22 days for time served. Where is Kendra Licari now? Now, every one of these damn articles says the same thing about Kendra Licari. After Kendra was revealed to be their daughter's harasser, Sean, her husband then, divorced her and was granted full custody of Lauren. Well, we know this. It says it in the documentary. I just can't believe she would do something like that to her daughter. They have the same quote in every article. I just can't believe she would do something like that to her daughter that she supposedly loved dearly, Sean said in a Netflix series. Just makes me sick. She stabbed me in the heart, shot me in the heart, and threw it away. That sounds like something Cody Brown from Sister Wives. It's like a stab in the knife in the kidney. Wasted love. Kendra, I was right. She is 45. Now 45, was paroled on August 8th. Where? Where is she? Is she in the witness relocation? I would want to be if I... Well, first of all, why did she ever go in this fucking documentary? Did she think this was a good look for her? Number one, did she get paid? She better not have gotten paid to be on this documentary, okay? They should never have paid this gal to be on this documentary. Kendra, now 45, was paroled on August 8th, 2024, and is on supervised release until February 8th, 2026, according to the Michigan Department of Corrections. Now, if you watch Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup, What we don't know is that she didn't meet her a prison boyfriend or girlfriend while she was in prison, and that she didn't get her an interstate transfer. Okay, so we don't know. She might be in any state in the country right now. Okay, she can't be out of the country because she's on parole. But she might be on any state in the country if she'd have met her. I mean, she might have been on Caged Women, okay? I watch Life After Lockup. I cover that show over on my Peter Watches TV channel. She might have met somebody. She might have had her a full pen pal ad on Caged Women, okay? We do not know. I want to know. I would like to read that advertisement. If you find it, let me know. Send it to me in DMs because we don't want to dox nobody. Okay. She said in unknown number that she hadn't seen Lauren in about a year and a half, and per the terms of her release, they're not allowed to reunite for the time being. I don't know how long that means. We both know that, this was her quote. Are you ready? We both know that we're with each other no matter what, Kendra said. They messaged each other the whole time that she was in prison and talked like once a week. Kendra said, I definitely think we can have a healthy relationship. What? What, girl? Not just you and your daughter, okay? Kendra, do you think you and anybody can have a healthy relationship? Listen, my husband and I have a rule that when we go on a date to dinner, we don't get on our phones, okay? That's our rule. I cannot even imagine knowing this woman's history, I cannot even imagine being her friend. Now, I am that friend, okay? I am that friend that'd be like, girl, who are you texting? I cannot even imagine being with her somewhere. I'd be like, the whole time I'd be like, who are you texting? Who are you texting? Who are you texting? I would want to know the whole time. Who are you texting? How is she going to have a healthy relationship at all, this woman? I definitely think we can have a healthy relationship, she said. I know we both hold that bond that we have close. Now it says Lauren Licari is 18, not supposed to be reconciling with her mom, and expressed hope Kendra would get the help that she needs now that she's out of jail. So Lauren's hoping that her mom gets the help that she needs and that they can reconcile once she get... But, okay, I don't know that Lauren has the emotional maturity to understand that that help probably looks like years and years and years of therapeutic help, okay? It doesn't look like... And Lauren also, I hope, is getting that help. It doesn't look like a one and done 6 sessions through an EAP, okay? That's not how it works. Like... This woman has issues galore, okay? She says, being without that relationship is really hurting me. Lauren said in the series, I think rebuilding our relationship will help both of us a lot. I love her more than anything, okay? The series also noted that Lauren is no longer in touch with Owen. So they said that they're no longer in touch. So I don't know where Kendra Licari is, but I'm going to ask the Magic 8 Ball, okay? Is Kendra Licari in Michigan? I want to know where she is. Is she in Beale City? She'd have to be somewhere around there for her parole, right? Okay. Is she still in Michigan? Come on now. It is... Why can't I read this? I'm going to have to put my flashlight on. I'm so old. Hold on. It is decidedly so. So she's in Michigan. Is she in Beale City or that county? We are going to find out where Kendra Licari is. Where does it say? Hold on, come up now. This Magic 8 Ball is so old, it won't even roll the top. Concentrate and ask again. Is she in the same county? Beale City County, whatever that county is. It's got bubbles and shit in here. Yes, definitely. Well, right now she probably is. She's probably outside that poor Owen's bedroom window. Text message. That poor boy, I felt so bad for him. Oh my God. Did she work at the... I want to know, does Kendra Licari, does she work at the Denny's and serve up the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity? Let's see. You may rely on it. Baby, I knew she do. I knew she had the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity Denny's. I knew she did. Anyway, there is going to be more that comes out about this. What y'all think about this documentary? Put it in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.